to rent or to buy? It is a question many business owners may ask themselves when thinking about where to set up shop. Does one option have advantages over the other, especially in today's economy? Shari Olefson is a real estate attorney and author of the book Foreclosure Nation, Mortgaging the American Dream. Thanks so much for coming on the program.
Thanks for having me, JJ.
It's such a perfect time to be having this discussion. We get a lot of people asking this. So I'm just going to start with sort of the pros of each side. So let's talk about buying. Why would somebody think about buying their place?
Well, now in particular is a great time to buy, and part of that is because of what we've been reading about, the problems that current commercial real estate owners are having maintaining their properties. But there are 5 real reasons that buying makes sense over renting.
Okay.
Some people will say that at the top of their list are the tax benefits. So as a landlord, you get to write off all of those costs. You get to write off the insurance, the real estate taxes, the repairs, the maintenance, all of that stuff. Plus, you get to depreciate the cost of the building. So the government will give you a number, and you divide that lifetime of the building, and each year you get to take off a percentage of that on your income taxes. My personal feeling is, you need to make money for write-off to count at all.
Right, of course.
So my favorite reason to own instead of rent is because it's a great investment, especially for entrepreneurs. This is almost like having a little mini business, and even more so if you're, say, an architect and you're going to be buying an office building, and you can buy space and have other tenants there subsidizing your rent. Number one, go ahead.
What someone said to me once, though, is then, let's just say you run an internet company or something, then you're also in the real estate business. And do you really want to be in the real estate business also?
And that's one of the cons. But for a lot of entrepreneurs, especially if you're in a service-type business, we all hope that one day we'll be able to sell our business and retire. That's part of our exit strategy. A lot of the time that doesn't turn out to be exactly true.
So maybe you sell your property.
Right. You're building equity in a property. You're able to either rent it when you retire or sell it when you retire, so there are some real benefits.
And you also say then you have your control over costs.
You absolutely can control your costs. Your landlord's not going to increase your rent. And you can control the uses. So they can't just bring in a competitor in the same space as you, for example, or tell you can't put up this certain sign. So it's a good strategy for a lot of business owners.
Okay, so now that we've listened to you and we all think we should go out and buy our property, let's hear about the pros of renting.
The pros of renting are also, very strong. Number one, you're not getting your equity, but you do have a lot more flexibility. And this is the number one question that an entrepreneur needs to ask themselves before they make this decision. What is going to be happening in the next 5 years with my business?
You hate to buy something and suddenly
lose a big customer.
Yeah, or the opposite, realize you need triple the space.
You need more space, or your competitor moves in next door, or a better location emerges, something like that.
Okay, so that goes to the point of mobility.
Right. The other thing is, isn't it great as a tenant, your toilet starts overflowing and you just call the landlord and it's his problem, so there's a lot less responsibility. And if you're a really good saver, you may want to invest that money someplace else.
Right. I love the idea, too, of just calling someone, because when you're an entrepreneur, the last thing you need is something else to have to think about.
Exactly.
You don't really want to be calling the plumber. And then to your point, of course, is where's your money? Where are you going to get most bang for your buck?
Right. But one of the interesting things on the con side of renting is, especially in this economy now, is you do have that lack of control. And we're getting a lot of calls from people whose landlords are going into foreclosure.
Wow.
So entrepreneurs can protect themselves up front by requiring certain things or asking for certain things in their leases, like notice if there's a default, asking to be informed about the situation that the landlord has now with their financing and things like that.
It's great. I think these are really good things so then you can take these, sit down with your own business and see which makes the most sense.
Right. Make more money.
Really appreciate it.